We're going to be talking about a tale of two Aries because we have Chiron in Aries for the next, I believe, maybe at least 5 more years. And you don't have to have Aries in your chart to be impacted by Chiron, right? But what I do want to do is I want to kind of give you all an example in terms of the manifestation of Chiron in Aries in its high vibrational aspect through Malcolm X and its low vibrational aspect through Hitler. Both of these individuals in their own right could be considered timeless, right? Malcolm, because of what he inspired and all of us and what he stood for, and even after Malcolm passed away, we're still carrying his torch, right? Malcolm had a moon in Aries. For those of you guys who are like, he's a Taurus, he had a moon in Aries. He's on the Gemini cusp, which is why he was ignorant like that, but he has a moon in Aries. Hitler was also on the cusp of Aries too on 420, right? Of Aries and Taurus energy too. So a tale of two Aries, because it's that Aries energy which influenced both of their leadership. Malcolm timeless, like I said, because of those aforementioned attributes, but Hitler, lives on because of the carnage that he created, and now he's a time lord, right? So both of these individuals, because of who they are spiritually, what they did, they're able to take over massive spirits, right? Even if you're like an individual, you may have a massive spirit that allows for each of these energies to be able to come through and work through you. It's which energy will you allow to work through you. A lot of the principalities that are operating right now, because Chiron is in Aries, they're operating out of the Hitler energy. Let me give you a little bit of history here. Hitler was put in place, if you guys don't know, by the Prescott, Ford, and Bush family. They're a trio. They created what we call the Federal Reserve on Jekyll Island. They would make these jokes that we're on our way to Jamaica. There was like this little island that they would go to where they would plot and plan the economic future of America and different countries, and how they would plan wars and print money that was defunct, and fiat currencies, all those different things. They wanted to raise the cost of their stocks. They had a lot of money invested in the German steel industry. The only thing that was going to raise their stocks is the use of steel. War, because we have to make ships, we have to make guns, we have to make bullets. There we go. They put Hitler in place knowing that he was a junkie, knowing that he was a psychonaut, to be able to rule Germany, because they wanted to put somebody in there that was very unstable, that they can control, so that they can create a conflict and a war. He was paid to influence the lives of millions of Jewish people, and we're still talking about this today. I want you to think about that aspect right there, and what we've been talking about in regards to low vibrational vampire energy, vampirism, feeling like you can't manifest money on your own, so taking it from other people and whatnot in order to achieve your means. And for those of you who don't really know, a lot of the Holocaust was not really about the fact that they didn't like Jewish people, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Didn't Hitler do a really good job of spreading slander and mess and lies that got rallied up the German and American people to go ahead and out and kill? And you guys want to know something though about the Holocaust though? Because America was benefiting, it was a while before they actually said something and stepped in. And you guys remember Charlie Chaplin? Charlie Chaplin, the comedian, they blacklisted Charlie because he made a whole skits about Hitler with the mustache and everything, talking about how this man was a tyrant, he was going to kill a bunch of people. They blacklisted Charlie Chaplin for that shit. And Hitler was able to kill millions of people before America finally stepped in, because they were making money off of it. I want you to think about Hitler's story and how he came to power, because you see individuals, watch individuals and how they do the same exact thing, getting paid to lie, steal, and kill, spreading lies and slander to diminish the humanity of other people to continue drama, pulling in other people, which is basically what they had, the different commanders that he had in different areas to set up these different concentration camps all over Germany. He didn't do it by himself, and he wasn't alone in it. It was a bunch of people working with him, the German quote unquote royal families. Then he brought in spirituality with that swastika, because the swastika is an ancient Buddhist, Eastern Asian, and as well as African symbol meaning peace. He flipped it backwards, meaning to take life. He misused and abused the spiritual knowledge and wisdom just to come to power. Because his spiritual teacher was Madame Blavatsky. She is a part of developing the Theosophical Society, which is still in existence till today. She would go to parts of Egypt and Persia and pick up sacred knowledge that she had no fucking business tapping into, as well as cursed knowledge and information to give to these different royals and politicians and things like that. They've been playing with spell work. She was the one, she wrote the ISIS papers. If you don't have a solid consciousness, I suggest you don't read that book. That was Hitler. That's his rise to power. Hitler was a drug addict. Yeah, he was on a whole bunch of shit. And low vibrational Aries energy has the capacity for addictions. Why? It's the fool. They just go, 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 go. So they like stimulants to keep their fire up and running. He was on hella drugs. He was on Klonopin. He was on Quaaludes. He was on meth while he was running Germany. And he was put in place by individuals who knew that he was unstable. They just needed him to get their job done. Do you see what I'm talking about? Is this making sense in terms of the energies that individuals are working under right now? Because there's a lot of people who are embodying this low vibrational energy. Extremely alcoholic as well. But the funny thing is, Hitler was a fraud because he was half Jewish. So wait, how are you destroying your own? You see? The same thing that he so hated and he was after and trying to destroy was the same shit that was inside of him the whole time. Let me tell you another thing. That whole thing with the Holocaust, it was really not, like I said, it wasn't really too much about the Jewish people. It was about thievery. Because when the Jewish people got put into the concentration camps, what happened to their money? What happened to their gold? Yeah, that's what that was about. But guess what happened to all that stuff? It's actually the individuals that put Hitler in place, in power, they would take the silver and gold fillings out of the teeth of the Jewish people, melt it down into gold bars and send it back to America, to the people that put them in place. There's a really good documentary that talks all about this. It's called Operandus Diaboli, Real Secret Societies. And I'm not going to go too much into this, but Hitler and who he was and what he did and how America profited off of that conflict and fueled that conflict. That was one of the main reasons why John F. Kennedy passed away, why they assassinated him, because he saw the different loopholes and things like that they were using to start wars for profit. That's why they took him out the game. Nah, but you guys see where Hitler ended up. For the historical, now let me just say something, because I know that there's people who say, well, he escaped to a vortex that's in the North Pole. Okay, I understand that story. It's in Middle Earth. I get that. But let's just keep it real. Let's just talk about the historical factors. He died. You see how he died. I believe that he either committed suicide or he was killed. Low vibing Aries energy. That's Chiron and Aries right there. The low vibrational manifestation of Aries energy. Sacrificing the energy of others for gain. No control over self. Allowing outside parties and influence and interests to cloud the consciousnesses of thousands of people at a time for selfish low vibrational gain, because they know that that the Jewish folks, of course, we all know this in hindsight, we know the Jewish people, they were just minding their fucking business. But look how slander, you see what I'm talking about, and propaganda that was fueled by American interest for money purposes only started something that we will never forget in human history. Now let's look at Malcolm. Malcolm X, Detroit Red. Malcolm, where did he came? He came from humble beginnings. But the thing about Malcolm was willing to stand solo bolo for what he believed in. He knew that his spiritual energy and his ability to be of service to his community were interconnected. That's why he was all about spiritual activism, though. His spirituality and his social justice was not separated. That's high vibrational Aries energy. Understanding the nature of your spiritual power and using it for the better good, not to misuse it into bullshit like Hitler. Malcolm was all about the truth and self-defense. That's also Aries energy. Mars, by any means necessary when you're being oppressed. White folk back in those days, for those of you who are like, well, that's not, well, let's just keep it hella real. We were going through hell of oppression in the South. I told you guys how Malcolm's father passed away. He was also a part of the freedom fighter movements out in New York, and he would go back and forth. They tied Malcolm X's father to a train track, and they ran the train over him. Then when his family went to go get the insurance money, a single mother with 5 kids, I think 4 or 5 kids that she had to take care of. Now she didn't have a husband. They said that he committed suicide, and they didn't give him the money, the family the money. And they lived in poverty, and they groveled. And that's one of the reasons why Malcolm's mom, she lost her fucking mind. Malcolm was all about by any means necessary, self-defense, but be intelligent with your self-defense. And the thing about Malcolm, why people hated Malcolm so much, is because while people were trying to be pacifists and let's march and let's try to, well, let's just hold hands and kumbaya and try to pass laws and things like that, Malcolm's like, okay, so what's up? Are we going to get in the streets or and be bad about it or what? Are you going to come for their head or what? He was really about that, what's this called? Ida B. Wells, Reflections on Self-Help. Until you stand up for yourself, until you make it clear that there's a boundary, you're going to continue to be oppressed. That's what Malcolm was about. That's why people didn't like him. They favored Martin more. Oh, no, that's a dangerous Negro. And for Malcolm's high yellow self, he didn't care about any of that, because look at the woman that he married. He was not about any of that bullshit. You want to know something else though about Malcolm? He was willing to be solo bolo. That's high vibrational Aries energy. He was willing to be solo bolo. Where Hitler was completely controlled by American interest in the bullshit ass mess of the German royal families that they all escaped to Argentina though, and their names are still blacklisted to today, by the way. We'll talk about that later. Malcolm went toe to toe with the Nation of Islam because he didn't agree with what they were doing. He was willing to be separated. He was willing to be isolated. He was really willing to be scorned for calling out Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad for impregnating young girls and being disrespectful and running racketeer rings. Solo bolo, even to the day he passed away. That's high vibrational Aries energy. I'm not going to go with the crowd just because that's what the crowd thinks is cute and that's where I can benefit. I'm going to go where the path that's least followed. And I'm going to be here by myself, solo. And you know, the thing about what with Malcolm X, you know, with the Nation of Islam, they're saying that it was the CIA, it was the government, it was Nation of Islam that killed Malcolm. But you want to know something too, and why I also labeled this video Malcolm's Army? Because what's about to happen right now is Malcolm is about to be avenged in a very serious way. Very serious. The truth about all of that, you guys saw the Netflix series, right? The movie that came out. There's going to be a whole lot more that comes out. A whole lot more. And you guys remember when we did the Ancestor Adventure for Malcolm X? You remember how powerful that was? How his spirit literally shot down and was like, this is what it's going to be. Farrakhan, which I'm not going to talk too much because I know some of them NOI people, they be watching my channel. Farrakhan has his Saturn in Aquarius. He's in his third Saturn cycle. That's all I'm going to say about that. Malcolm's about to be avenged in a very major way. And when you align with Malcolm, I'm telling you, he's a very powerful spiritual guide. Very powerful. He's one of my guys that led me through all the bullshit that I was going through with my karmics. And he's on my vision board looking like right at me. So I wake up and his face is right there. So it kind of makes it hard to like get my freak on, but whatever. But anyways, let me be serious. Malcolm's about to be avenged in a very major way. He's already an ascended master in our minds, but he's going to become an even more ascended master. Why do we have MLK Day? We don't have Malcolm X Day. You see what I'm talking about? Like, it's like little things like that to show how they wanted to put Malcolm's spirit. But even through all of that, his spirit still lives on through us today. The truth is about to come out in a very major way. His spirit is about to soar in the spiritual world. That's why Malcolm right now is like, I want real recruits because I'm about to come on a very major way because he's about to get he's getting his ancestor pass. It's kind of like in that movie Coco. Remember when the guy, he wasn't getting his ancestor spiritual rights because that other person that stole it from him? Malcolm's about to get his rights back because the truth is about to come out in a very serious major way. He's going to be avenged because the spell that they put over his death to make it seem like it was this or it was that, it's going to be lifted. Yeah, and Malcolm's looking for people to avenge him right now and to join his army. So you're going to be a part of Malcolm's army? Because I'm going to tell you right now, they got good fucking benefits. But this is the thing, though. You just can't say, oh, I'm a part of Malcolm's army. No. You have to align yourself with the high vibrational aspect of Chiron or the low vibrational, and you're going to align with Hitler. It's either or right now. It's either or. It's either you're going to be a part of that low vibrational Time Lord principality or you're going to join Malcolm's army, do a solo bolo, and fight for the right cause and what makes sense. Team Malcolm. And I'm going to read something out for you guys so you can understand the manifestations of this energy too, because this is a lot of what we're going to be dealing with. Because remember, Chiron is deep inner wounds. Look at Hitler's wound. Very wounded for him to even fathom some things like that. But they said from a child he was like that. Look at Malcolm though. All the odds stacked against him. Look at the horrible type of childhood that they had to go through. And look who he came out to be, one of the most powerful spiritual leaders and social justice activists that we will ever have on planet Earth, period. Because for real, I've seen few like Malcolm, few. Real talk. Even some of these men that be Al Sharpton and all them that run around, I know a lot of them in the social justice field because the Bay Area is the home of the social justice movement, quote unquote. They're all karmics and they're low vibrational and they're hoes. Even Martin Luther King, I respect him for what he put through because he did hard work, but he was a hoe. He had hella bitches all around, running around on Coretta. Malcolm had one, it was Betty. That was his chocolate fucking star, and he never played no games on Betty. There was never any scandals. And Malcolm was fine as fuck. Excuse me. Because real talk, back in those days, it would have been a problem. I'm going to tell you something hella funny. I used to be a high school teacher. I used to teach ethnic studies, and I had one of my students, she would never listen. But she loved Malcolm X because he was quote unquote fine. And the only time she would pay attention is when we were doing like a lesson on Malcolm or something like that. I was like, this girl, you are out of control. But let's go ahead and we'll tap in on this. Yes. Malcolm versus Hitler. What energy are you going to be in? Actually, before I even go into that, let me just pull out the decks I'm going to use. Yeah, we're going to be using the Symbols or column. Even when Malcolm went through all that backlash for leaving the Nation of Islam and all that other stuff, they try to put a pipe bomb in his car. You know how he survived that? One of the young men that they had hired to do it was like, I could not be a part of that. He came and told Malcolm before he got in the car. He was like, Malcolm, honestly, this is what they're about to do. You need to watch out. And he was able to avert that. There's a video out that one of these they put this video out about Malcolm. He was like literally talking about what goes on with Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan and all of them, about the young women that they were impregnating and all the bullshit ass mess that they were doing. Yeah, he talked about the pipe bomb. He talked about everything. Yeah. Yeah. People still fucked with Malcolm though, even though he was solo, he took a major risk exposing the Nation of Islam. He took a major fucking risk because they got power. Because they're still around till today. You get the Million Man March and stuff like that. Let's get into this. What other deck am I gonna use? Okay, I think that we're pretty good here. I think we'll be good. Oh, yep. Yeah. And they took Malcolm, they took our king from us early, but he still lived on in a lot of us. He still lives on in a lot of us. A lot of people kept his spirit alive by knowing the truth. Yeah, a lot of ascended masters are not getting their just due because the truth about their passing is not coming out. But I'm telling you, with everything happening right now, a lot of them are going to be avenged. I'm telling you, right now with Malcolm's army, it's like basically like being able to buy into cryptocurrency before it goes all the way up. Imagine if you were to get into Bitcoin when it was like 5 cents. That's what's happening right now with Malcolm's army. I know where I am. I'm willing to wait for that for that coin to go up. I'm hella foolish, but my guides do be giving me cryptocurrency investment tips in the dream state. It's actually hella funny. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to read about low vibrational Aries energy. When it's in its lowest vibration, this person remains a cult of brute force, arrogance, and rudeness, and she may experience an unhealthy attraction to fire, iron, sharp objects, and conflict. She can feel a connection with the underworld and with criminal matters. This is the karma of a killer, of a warrior, without a cause, a butcher, or someone who in a previous life violated God's command and killed just for the sake of it. Not strictly at war or in the name of duty, but or not strictly in war in the name of duty. In the current incarnation, a person under the influence of low vibrational Chiron energy is a slave to their own destructive instincts and uses people for her own purposes through energetic attacks and vampirism. Through energetic attacks and vampirism. You want to know the funny thing is about a lot of those concentration camps, because this is Hitler energy all the way through. You want to know a lot of what they were doing though? They were really using, look how they were, the energy attack through starvation, removing of energy, through gassing people. Now, let's look at the high vibrational aspect of Aries energy, which is Malcolm. Deep inside oneself, this person is brave and unbreakable. This is because he or she immediately recognizes open and violent manifestations of evil, impoliteness and rudeness, and struggles deliberately against them. In past lives, the person overcame her destructive tendencies, her hatred for her enemies, and she went out victorious in the fight against evil. She has certainly demonstrated heroism and might even have been killed defending a just cause. Now, her mission is to re-educate people, killers, murderers, things like that, and show them the path to enlightenment. At this level, the person won with oratory skills, the ability to inspire others to great deeds. Inspire others to great deeds. Because look at each of them in their own right, they have the ability to inspire, but for what fucking cause? That's what they're asking right now. Are you going to inspire people for a cause of high vibrational cause of healing, social justice, or what? Or are you going to inspire people to be in low vibrational energies, word witchery, energy vampirism, mobbing, slander, all of that? You really have to pick a side right now. Yeah, you want to know something else about GMOs? The concept for GMOs, as well as Monsanto's, like some of the chemicals they use, it actually came from Nazi Germany because they were testing like abortion pills like that on the women and sterilization pills. That's where they got a lot of even their concept of what quote unquote the ghetto project lifestyles. They got that from their experimenting on Jewish people in Nazi Germany. So get ready. Because we're gonna see real quick, you're gonna clearly see, now that you see the dichotomy, The tale of two Aries energy, you're going to start to see who's manifesting what principality. Let's get into this. Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have? Thank you so much for the super chat. Malcolm, what messages do you have? Malcolm versus Hitler, a tale of two Aries. What messages do you have? Malcolm versus Hitler? Yeah. Malcolm versus Hitler. You got optimism right here. What messages do you have? Malcolm, I'm going to reshuffle this because I didn't like the way the card came out. If it comes out again, then we know it's supposed to be there. What messages do you have? Malcolm versus Hitler. Detachment. Ooh, that's one of the things too that Malcolm was really good at. And then we got death right here. Yeah. One of the things that Malcolm was really good at was detaching. He didn't mind that his whole entire like nation of Islam that he helped will not like disowned him and things like that. They were after him. He was still down for the cause. On the other end of that is that Hitler, his detachment from common sense and empathy, which made him a very horrible individual. How do you want to be detached? No, we got death here. Let's look into these. Team Malcolm, period. He had a North Node in Leo. We got death. Only distance is death. Ooh, interesting. Gebel al-Mauta, aka the Mountain of Death, at the Siwa Oasis in Libya, is thus called because the hill contains several tombs that date from 20th, 26th dynasty and the Greco-Roman periods of Kemet. It represents the perception of death by the living. Ooh. The remains of bones and artifacts of the nobles buried there only signify their apparent end. Look at this. Mythological association, honorable ancestors. Thank you for the super chat. Mythological associations, honorable ancestors. These were people in the family/community who led exemplary lives and were to be consulted about matters of importance and given offerings as required. Deceased relatives were still considered present, even if they were unseen. Ancestor reverence was a part of daily life for all people of the ancient Mediterranean. Yeah, but which ancestors are you embodying? Which ancestors are you embodying? Because there's a clear fucking dichotomy. Clear. Commentary. Death is usually understood as the end, but this is an unscientific position that we continue to perpetuate because we become emotionally attached to specific forms in specific ways. Don't be attached to the form. Like even with Malcolm, he passed on in the flesh, but his spirit is still with us, even ever present. Most of us have heard that matter cannot be created or destroyed, but that is of little importance when we are grieving what such a short time ago was present that suddenly has become the past. So if people know all matter is immortal, then what is the source of our pain and longing? The source of our pain and longing is whatever we have accepted to be accurate in relation to time and space. This is why death hurts us so much. Even if we are advanced enough to see the necessity of an apparent ending and do not view it as bad or unfortunate, we still suffer because of our perception of distance. Has not making peace with your mistakes prevented the best of experiences from shining through? What would you want others to feel and learn from your interaction with them if you were the one who died or otherwise had to move on? Do you want to be known for what Hitler was known for? Energy vampirism, killing a bunch of people, his drug addiction, starting a useless fucking crazy ass war that ended up bankrupting Germany. What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for what Malcolm was known for? Being solo bolo in the face of adversity. Being about social justice by any means necessary. Having respect for oneself and being a real spiritual warrior. Which one? That's what this is asking right here. Okay, we got detachment. It's not on this aspect of cards. Okay, here we go. You got detachment. When loss is an investment in peace, defeat is illusory. Loss was an investment in peace. So if you're thinking about like with Malcolm's situation, he was willing to lose his connection to the nation of Islam to end up having peace spiritually because he could not stand for what the fuck that they were doing on the inside because there were some trifling ass motherfuckers. So let me just keep it hella real. And all them bean pies they're selling, that is not what they're making money off of. But could you blame them back in those days and those times with all the stuff that was going on and how they would used to restrict us? But he don't want no parts of all the other stuff that they had going on. Defeat is illusionary. The broken rose symbolizes dispassionate thinking, detaching head from heart. Yeah. It says Hecate. Hecate was the goddess of the wilderness, magic, and witches. She was associated with isolation and the underworld. Mm. Wow. Isolation. Remember we talked about this with Malcolm? He was willing to be isolated or in order to advocate for the greater good, for a greater cause. He knew that there was risks that he took and he was able to detach. Hitler on the other end, he promoted these individuals having a detachment from head and heart by using slander and propaganda to promote a specific image about the Jewish people that rallied other individuals up to say, no, it's okay to kill these people. That's fine. It's okay to round them up, even though they're our friends, our neighbors, we may be married to them, have children with them. They run our local stores, the farm. Hey, that's my son's old teacher, but that's okay. Round them all up. Yeah. What side are you going to be on? That's what this is asking right here. This is powerful. I've been like brewing on this, marinating on this for a minute now. Let's keep on going. All right, let's get into this. Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have? Oh, okay, before I start, dear bright and well-loving ancestors, please only allow the high vibrational energy of Malcolm X to speak through me at this point in time. We will not allow any low vibrational principalities or agents connected to darkness to come through this reading. And so it is. The word is bond, and my word is bond now. And it's bonded forever. Thank you so much, Malcolm. We appreciate you. Look, we got the magician at the bottom of the deck. Low vibrational energies, though. The manipulation and of the word, of the tongue. Yeah, in the material environment. Which one are you going to be on with this Aries energy? Which one are you going to be involved in with this Aries energy? Because the magician to me is like, the magician is Uranus kind of energy. Sorry, the magician is Gemini Virgo energy. That's also the North Node energy too, playing with this Chiron transit. Which one are you going to be? Because remember, both of them were magicians in their own right, both Malcolm and Hitler. But what did they use their magician power to do? Are you going to use it to rally up or to be involved in low vibrational energy vampirism dynamics? Or are you going to use it to be for what is really right? Are you going to be an honorable ancestor? Or are you going to be a low vibrational ancestor? Because a lot of people, they really don't realize that it doesn't matter what you say or what you think that you're doing in the moment. It matters the spiritual principle over all of it. And when you're acting out of low vibrational energy, low vibrational Aries energy, and just doing things without a cause, because it says that reckless use of the energy, Queen of Wands reversed. It doesn't matter what you call it. It doesn't matter what you label it. It's what it is. Because remember, the High Priestess saw everything that the magician did. So when the High Priestess logs that bullshit in your Akashic records, who are you really going to be? What Time Lord are you a part of? Yeah, some people really don't understand it really goes that far. Thank you, Malcolm, for being my spiritual guide and actually being my spiritual guide. You got the Eight of Swords, the end of oppression. The end of oppression. I told you, Malcolm is about to be avenged in a very major way. You got the Sun card right here, exposed. Exposed. Exposure as well as enlightenment. But this enlightenment is needed. This enlightenment is very much needed right now. Why? Because a lot of us, we need to be re-inspired. Malcolm needs people who are going to continue to go ahead and do the work. The thing is, you don't have to be one just about racial justice. No. Let's say, for instance, you're all about the environment. Carry that same Malcolm energy there. Let's say you're all about children's rights. Carry that energy fucking there. Let's say maybe you're even about like ethical fashion or something like that. Carry that energy there in your artwork. Carry that energy there. Being a pioneer, standing up for the right thing, even when other people are against it. Clarify this magician. Malcolm, yeah, we got the Five of Swords. Exactly. But you know what, with the Hangman and the Ten of Cups right here, and what I believe that this is saying, especially with the detachment energy and as the death energy, what's going to end up happening is individuals don't even realize that they're going to end up like this Chiron and Aries energy. It's going to make itself so apparent that individuals are going to clearly see, okay, I see the difference. Malcolm is saying that there's going to be a line drawn in the sand, basically, with the Hangman, a sudden realization about groups all at once, though. There's going to be a Hangman moment. in terms of who's manifesting what aspect of what energy. You may even come to find out too that you may be a part of a group or a community that's vibrating and manifesting low vibrational Time Lord Hitler energy. It's not that hard to be taken over by a low vibrational Time Lord when you're a low vibrational person. That's the thing. And I see them, they be coming at me all the time with all the bullshit that they be a part of. Because they need more, I told you, they need people who can carry a high vibrational spiritual energy. So that's why they come with trying to get into your energy field and trigger you and all this other different things. Because they want to pull you over to their side to make you a Time Lord, to be a part of the Time Lord manifestation. Because the Ten of Cups to me is a principality. A lot of people are going to come to find out that they're a part of this low vibrational Hitler energy. And I mean, that's what you wanted though. You were calling it something different, but that's what it really is in the reality. We just called it out right here. We just called it out right here. Yeah, like we got 333 in the chat. This is not a joke. That Time Lord principality stuff, when you really like can invoke either a high vibrational ancestor like Malcolm or a low vibrational ancestor like Hitler, there's really a fine line between either side. And a lot of people don't even realize that they've already crossed that line. They're way in too deep with the Hitler principality. And they're going to have a realization of it. Some people are going to have a realization that they've been led by a false leader. A lot of these false leaders that they've been really embodying this Hitler, low vibrational Hitler energy, do anything, kill anybody, false sense of power, destructive. They're going to realize what they've been dealing with. Oh, Five of Swords right here. Yeah, with the magician. Malcolm was able to mastering all his enemies and shit like that. Unfortunately, they took him out because he was fighting for the right cause. But that's what the unfortunate thing right here is. Malcolm is going to be working through us. Hangman, Ten of Cups. You're going to find out if you've been a part of Malcolm's army or not. I'm telling you right now, these spiritual guides, they do not fucking play. They really don't. And I learned the hard way too with one of my guides. When they really want people to work for them, they will come to you and they'll tell you, you'll know. If you're embodying Time Lord energy, that's the thing. They don't have to tell you. They don't have to warn you. Just by you being in low vibrational conduit of energy, that they can just hop into your energy field. Boom, that's it. We got a new one. Ten of Cups. Some people are going to be coming to a realization of who they've been taken over by. And it ain't no low, it's for real. Yeah. People misunderstood Malcolm. They slandered him. They turned his back on him. Nine of Wands. He went through hella shit. Yeah. But look who he is, right? Look who he is spiritually. Clarify the Hangman. You got the Eight of Pentacles energy right here. Yeah. Didn't I tell you a lot of these individuals, these career politicians or these career social justice people or these career leaders or whatever, even spiritualists, things like that, they're going to come to the realization of what energy that they've been embodying because it's low vibrational. And thank you so much, Star Goddess, for saying that. A lot of people don't even realize they're in too fucking deep. The minute you step in there to play that, that's why I try to keep it super real with y'all. Like, you know, it really helps to just stay in your lane, mind your business, and watch who you work energy or your tongue against. That's the lesson of Chiron and Aries too. Playing with other people's energy like an energy vampire will get you caught up in this day and age. And a lot of people are about to have their reputation ruined for their energy vampire bullshit. I just posted something about clout chasing today. That's low vibrational Chiron and Aries energy too. Clarify death, please. Clarify death. You got the Lover's card though, but you're gonna live on though. For some of you guys though too, I'm gonna just keep it hella real. You may not be like a celebrity or something like that. People may not know your name all over the place, but maybe it's your family and you're gonna be a complete legend to your family. Maybe it's the school that you work at. Look at what happened. Remember Philando Castile? Remember when he passed away? How that literally, like, all those children, that's what really broke my heart about that shit. All those kids crying and how they raised money for him and how he was so nice to all of them. All of those children, black, white, brown, it didn't even matter the race. It was those kids that he had touched. And he lives forever in those kids' heart. That's what really killed me about that stuff. You may even be like a teacher, or maybe you're even a hairstylist or something like that, but it's the love that you give that's going to make your name live on forever. Yeah. That's what's going to make you immortal. It's the love that you give and the love that people have for you because you stood ground, because you stood your ground. People may not have all completely agreed with Malcolm's ideology. No. Some people were even split, but even the people that completely agree with Malcolm, Martin Luther King and things like that, they still fuck with Malcolm. Because they know who he was spiritually, what he stood for. Give me 1 second. And there's some people in this video, they're not getting it, or they're like, whatever, or they're nonchalant about it. Get the fuck up out this chat. We have some respect for the ancestors. We're pulling in a high vibrational ancestor right now. That's keeping it hella real with us. Yeah, you feel a connection to him. Check your chart. Choosing to be the outcast isn't easy. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that. He was willing to go through oppression to be detached. He was willing to go through that because he knew for a fact that it was not about being affiliated or being accepted. It's about the fucking integrity. And that's why he lived on forever. It's about leadership because his North Node was in Leo. His moon was in Aries. I don't care to be a part of the crowd. I do my own thing. Yeah. Let's just call it all the way what it is. A lot of individuals are playing with this Hitler Time Lord energy and they're trying to call it something different. That's what it is. And I'm gonna just keep it hella real right now. All that gang stalking, that's Hitler energy. Yeah. Because what did the Germans do to the Jewish people? They gang stalked them. Spell work, that's Hitler energy. Because what was the Hitler and the German people doing? They were doing spell work with that swastika and Madame Blavatsky and those fucking gas chambers. Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, Malcolm, what messages do you have for us, please? What messages do you have for us? Why did Malcolm choose you to speak for him? Because I'm the High Priestess. So, I'm the High Priestess. That's why he chose to speak through me. Well, let's go. Dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have regarding Malcolm X? Malcolm, what messages do you have for us, please? What messages do you have for us, Malcolm? What did he say right here? He said the fool. Malcolm said the fool. Yo. These spiritual gifts, this should be lit. This ancestor world, this stuff be lit as fuck, man. If you would have told me years ago, like, this stuff is really real just like this, I would have been like, hell no. But look how he came out right here. The fool. Yeah. Malcolm said, take that leap of fucking faith, period. Enough said. And that's the end of the reading, y'all. No, I'm just playing. But no, for real. Yeah. Malcolm said, take that leap of faith. But the funny thing is, with this full energy here, it's all about like taking proper leaps of faith. Taking proper leaps of faith that for the greater good. Hitler was reckless for the wrong reasons. Malcolm was reckless for the right reasons. You see what I'm talking about? Because sometimes you may have to get fucking reckless, but it's how you gonna get reckless. And that's what that by any means necessary energy right here. That's what this fool is giving me. By any means necessary. The principalities have to come down. So if that means that we have to do it in groups, calling down that telepathic psychic bird to bring the tower, that's what it has to do. That's what we got to do. Malcolm said it's time. And I'm telling you right now, if those of you are part of Malcolm's army, you're about to get a major fucking blessing and reward. Do his work. He's saying right now is not the time that what they did to me, they're not going to do to y'all. Wow. Malcolm, come through. Wow. Malcolm, come the fuck through. Malcolm, come through. 6 of Wands. Victory. Who? And you want to know the funny thing is, I believe his North Node was in Leo in the second deacon. 6 of Wands. What they did to me, they ain't fit to do to y'all. No. Temperance. You got angelic protection. Hell the motherfucking yeah. Oh, this is getting really, really real. I didn't think it was going to get real this today. Malcolm said you got angelic protection. What they did to me, they're absolutely not going to do to you. Trust and believe. We're watching and we're protecting. And Malcolm said it's not just him. It's a whole bunch of other ascended masters that are watching all of us that are part of Malcolm's army. He said each of y'all have a specific job that we need you to do. You're the only one that get the job done. We didn't know others that could cover for us with the 10 of Cups and the Hanged Man. We were kind of stuck because not a lot of people can embody that revolutionary spirit. There's a lot of people who talk like they can, but they really can't embody that revolutionary spirit. When it comes down to it, I know you can handle it most. Whenever it's time to stick to the plan, I know you can handle it most to bring the victory for all of us, past and present. This is an old war that we've been fighting, and I was a soldier in that war too. Yeah, they may have taken me out the game early, but that was for a purpose as well. Yeah, because at the time that I died, I was at my highest potential. I was at my highest, and that's what made me an ascended master. Thank you. Thank you. Come through, Malcolm. Come the fuck through. I knew you was here with us today. Damn. Yeah. Take that leap of faith. You're protected. You're going to have a victory. Malcolm's not playing. He said, Hierophant, you're protected by forces beyond your understanding. You're protected by old spiritual pacts and principles beyond your understanding. These pacts and principles are older than Council of Nicaea. Yeah, they go beyond even ancient Sumeria. These contracts that you have right now, those of you who are part of Malcolm Army, my army that's about to come down and be resurged, these are agreements that were made in the primordial waters of Neath before the concept of masculine and feminine was even created. That's how deep these contracts are going. You cannot lose. You cannot be touched. We're fucking everybody up that comes in your way. Period. That's exactly what Malcolm just said. And if you got a problem, he said, come take it up with me and Ida B. Wells and the Buddha and Nipsey Hussle. Wow. 10 of Pentacles, legacy, multiple ancestors with the 10, multiple watching all together. Malcolm said what they didn't know is they fucked with the wrong one. By fucking with Malcolm, breaking the heart of his wife and his children, they activated a ripple effect that could not be stopped. He said that y'all haven't been seeing what's been going on behind the background. They've been getting caught up. He said you just haven't seen it in public yet. He said it took years and years for it to happen, but it's finally happening. He said, that's why I want y'all to believe that I can be avenged. And things that are done in the dark always come to light with the Sun card. Yeah, that Five of Swords, the people that try to defeat him, they're going to be avenged. Yeah, and all of them are going to spiritual jail. For sure, for sure. And with the Hangman and the Ten of Cups, that's another more jail for all his karmics. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, it's getting really lit. You got the 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. You got the 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Swords. You see the doubles coming out here. You got the Lovers, which is 6, and then you got the 6 of Wands as well. Yeah. Yeah. Malcolm's not playing with anybody. He said all the motherfuckers that's manifesting that Time Lord energy, they're about to get either taken off planet Earth or they're going to find themselves in such a disastrous situation. They're going to wish they kept their mouth closed. They're going to wish they never played with that energy. They're going to wish that they picked high vibrational spiritual principles. He said that shit is out. It's either you guys do it collectively or don't do it at all. You just do it solo. But all that energy vampire shit, that's lacking integrity. That's dishonorable. Anybody attempting to use her energy for their own ill will, which is low vibrational Chiron Aries energy, they're going to see the Five of Swords in their life in a way that they never thought that they would ever see it. Yeah. He's saying that right now. Karma's going to be amplified right here for people that are part of his army. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords and the world. What the fuck can I make up here? I can't make this stuff up. 10 of Swords is Gemini energy. The North Node. You see it right here. He said that they're bringing their own downfall. He said, don't even look at the 10 of Swords as that. Spiritually, they've killed themselves by being a part of that principality because that principality has been destroyed. We're not inhabiting this energy back on planet Earth. No. He's saying that that's another reason why he passed at the time that he did World card. The cycle's coming complete. It's coming full circle. He said that he passed at the time that he did because there's certain works that he had to do in the spiritual realm. And he knew he had different people working for him in the material realm. All the people that are part of his same principality, the High Vibrational Council, they're all working together through different people to culminate into this time right here to bring down a serious tower that's going to end the principality of all principalities. That's exactly what he's saying. And he's saying that right now, anybody that's involved in the low vibrational karmic principality, they're getting 10 of Swords in their DNA. You got the 10 of Swords, 10 of Cups. This is major, major, major completion right here. This is serious energy on this table. Justice, period. Yeah, he's coming. Yeah, with the World card, he said it kind of had to be like that, unfortunately. He said because all the stuff that was worked up and all the way that people put me on their altars and things like that, even in the spiritual world and all that, it helped me too. And you guys are helping me right now get his justice in the spiritual realm. Yeah. And he said he's going to come and bless everybody who was authentically connected with him and authentically doing the work. He said, I know how things can get in the material realm with capitalism and the internet and shit like that. I used to be Detroit Red. I know what it's like to be racket as fuck. I get it. He said, but do better. Let's keep on going. A lot of y'all, you be down on yourself is what he want me to tell y'all. A lot of y'all don't know how powerful you are, how much good work that you've really done. He said that you're already a star in the spiritual realm with the Temperance card and the 6 of Wands. He said, we already watch you. He said, we watch you like y'all celebrities. You may not even know. We're clapping every time you make a win. We're working for you. They can't block you. They can't stop you. They can't do any of that. Any of them that are attempting to try that, they're getting the 10 of Swords. Even if you don't see it manifest today, their entire DNA has been shut down. He said the minute those people that plotted and planned on him try to do that shit was the minute that they plotted their downfalls. What he just said, it's over. And it's about to come out. Whew, damn. It's hot. It's lit as hell. I was gonna ask Hitler if he regrets it, but I'm like, I'm not even gonna let him in my energy fields. I'm sure he fucking regrets it. Because I see all the people that embody his energy and they always end up looking hella crazy. Hi, dear bright and well-loving ancestors, what messages do you have? You're so welcome. Tomorrow is a 2-2 day, okay? What messages do you have? Malcolm versus Hitler. Messages, Malcolm. What do you want? What do you need us to know? Malcolm's army. What do you need us to know? Malcolm's army, please. Archangel Michael. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. And you want to know what's hella funny with the Archangel Michael? Weren't we just talking about Archangel Michael in the other video about spiritual bypass? Archangel Michael got a sword in that ass. Yeah, it says, trust heaven, you are safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. A lot of you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, your spiritual protection is doing the work. Your spiritual protection is doing the work. Even when you like, okay, this may seem actually hella crazy or dangerous or like, I don't know, man. They're saying like, you're good. Trust heaven. You're good. Don't worry. Archangel Michael's like, you're good, bro. Don't worry about it. Just keep on going. We got you. What messages do you have? You wonder what drive Hitler? Money and drugs, and he was a karmic. What messages do you have regarding Malcolm X? Malcolm versus Martin. You got Sunat Kumara, light activation. Sign your light. It says your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. That's why I said, for those of you who are going to be a part of Malcolm's army, it's already been set in stone. You're already chosen. Your guidance is coming through loud and clear. You're not tripping. You know exactly what you're talking about. This is not a game to be played with. And that's why, like, you know, real talk, like, I let you guys know what goes on in my situation so you can see a living testament of this is how you're protected when principalities and low vibrational energies try to come against you. This is how you are protected. That's what they're telling you. Trust your internal guidance. You're going to be protected. Trust your internal guidance. They're telling you the right thing. Keep on going. What messages do you have? What messages do you have, please? Martin versus Malcolm. No, sorry. Malcolm's army, please. What messages do you have? Malcolm's army. You got Radha, soul flame. It says rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Malcolm and Betty were twin flames. That was another thing though too. Their relationship was very inspiring. And I'm gonna say this. I'm crying. I'm like, I don't want to shed tears, but I'm crying inside because she passed away in her 60s. And I know a large part of her passing away is because her broken heart over Malcolm. And I know she was so happy when she got to go be with Malcolm finally in the spiritual realms. I know she was so happy. And I don't know, I'm just getting so teary-eyed right now because it's something about the whole situation. It's like I can feel in her heart her pain. That shit right there, man. But it's saying right here, a lot of you guys are going to be coming into union. One of y'all Malcolm, one of y'all Betty, or both. Or you switch places. Because Betty was his right hand. So a man of that great importance, of course, look at his woman. She was feeding him and fueling him. Look at you got Kali Ma facing fears. Major spiritual changes are coming. Yeah, major spiritual changes are coming, y'all. I keep on. What side do you want to be on? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be very clear. It may be muddled right now. It may be unclear in terms of what's going on and who's on what side, but it's going to become very clear who's a part of that Hitler principality and who's a part of the Malcolm principality. Real clear, very soon. Ooh. Malcolm is saying something about, a black tongue. That's all he told me to say. He said, don't say nothing else about that. You hear? Yes, sir. Perfect. He said, keep your mouth closed, baby. I got you. I'm going to just give you guys one thing. When my spiritual warfare started, Anubis and Malcolm were there. There was a stadium, and all the karmics were in the middle of the stadium about to get handled. They both told me, you need to go sit down. Don't watch. Go. He said, get up out of the stadium, go. And my little self, I was perping and peeking and looking around the corner, like hiding, like, let me see. They said, go. And I left and I ran out and I didn't look back. Today, he said, now do you see why I told you don't look any further? Sometimes they don't reveal the whole plot and plan to you. Internal guidance. They don't reveal the whole plot and plan. They wait for it to be released in stages. Yeah. They wanted to see how dedicated I was to the downfall of the principalities. And once they saw that I was dedicated, they were like, this is why we didn't want you to see. We wanted you to know, have faith that at the end of the day, it was going to come down to you, and what you saw in that stadium was going to happen. And it all manifested. And you know what song I went in the car today, and you know what song was on the radio? Deo, Medeo, Baba Chumaya. I don't know what that is called. Don't look any further. Yeah. Don't look any fucking further. That's what they're saying right here. Again, some of you guys, your relationship is going to be used to reinvigorate that spirit of Malcolm by any means necessary. That spiritual justice, that social activism. A lot of people don't know what time it is on planet Earth. He said things are completely changing. Kalima, major spiritual changes. You saw everything that happened with coronavirus. Look how coronavirus changed the world, changed the economy. It's going to change how we do everything. So do you really think that things cannot change in a minute for light workers and people that are fighting spiritual battles and spiritual warfare? Do you think things cannot really change for principalities that have been around? It's time. It's over. The different transits that are all in place, it's done. It's over. He said this is a trifecta. You were just singing that, right? Dennis Edwards, don't look any further. Yeah. And Anubis today, he said the same thing. He said, I told you not to look. You didn't have to look. He said, you should have just trusted us. I trust y'all fully. Now, let's keep it going. You guys keep come back and keep on watching this message. This is really powerful. I'm going to watch this a couple of times. Whew. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys have a good night, okay? Team Malcolm. Bye.